He's been going places, to countries where he's welcomed, of course. Since becoming president, Min Aung Hlaing has visited at least 4 countries, 2 of which are within ASEAN. His goals include securing deals to help Myanmar and gaining diplomatic recognition. But in some cases, his presence overseas is a matter that goes beyond legitimacy and credibility.
He is taking a risk when he travels. He certainly can be confident that when he travels to his close friends, to China, to Russia, to Belarus, he is safe to do so because these are countries, in the case of Belarus and Russia, that are also subject to investigation by the International Criminal Court. And in the case of China, a country that has a very close association historically with the Myanmar military.
In late 2024, the International Criminal Court prosecutor sought an arrest warrant for Min Aung Hlaing. This was based on allegations of crimes against humanity targeting the Rohingyas in Myanmar.
We actually don't know what has happened since then. It may well be that the arrest warrant has been issued. The court last year, 2025, decided that in the normal course they would not make announcements of the issue of warrants. That at some stage they may announce it, but at the time that the warrant is issued, in the normal course it would not be made public.
An ICC arrest warrant, if issued, means the court can depend on member states to make arrests. Within ASEAN, only Cambodia and Timor-Leste are parties to the Rome Statute. So, does that mean that Min Aung Hlaing can still freely travel to most of ASEAN?
No. It's certainly true, unfortunately, that not many ASEAN member states are parties to the Rome Statute of the International Criminal Court. But universal jurisdiction still applies. For all states in the world have universal jurisdiction, and the expectation that they would take seriously their responsibilities under international law to prosecute persons suspected of those most serious international crimes.
Universal jurisdiction is a fundamental principle of international accountability. It applies to the most serious international crimes, war crimes, crimes against humanity, genocide. Under this principle, a state in the world may exercise jurisdiction through its national courts over these crimes. In 2019, a Rohingya rights group filed a universal jurisdiction case in Argentina related to genocide. In February last year, the Argentinian court issued an international arrest warrant for more than 20 Myanmar officials, including Min Aung Hlaing.
In some instances, some countries consider that they have an obligation to prosecute a person who falls into these categories. And so if Min Aung Hlaing went to some countries, he would be almost certain to be arrested and investigated. In other countries, it's a discretionary jurisdiction.
A Rohingya rights group had urged the Thai authorities to arrest Min Aung Hlaing during his recent visit. Though Thailand, under universal jurisdiction, has the discretion to arrest Min Aung Hlaing, Bangkok chose not to. For now, this means Min Aung Hlaing can travel abroad as long as he avoids countries where he risks arrest. The bigger question is how many countries would welcome him, given that he is still widely blamed for Myanmar's ongoing crisis. Meanwhile, the opposition, National Unity Government or NUG, has its limits too.
The NUG itself has been able to use Myanmar passports that were issued prior to 2021, but as those passports are expiring, countries are not accepting either the NUG or the military as being the formal government of Myanmar, and so neither NUG passports nor military-issued passports are being recognised, and that makes travel very difficult.
That could have a direct impact, especially since the NUG is also drumming up its own international support. Over the past 5 years, NUG's Foreign Minister Min Aung has travelled to the United States, Canada, Japan, South Korea and Timor-Leste, where she has met officials and represented Myanmar's opposition government. Within ASEAN, her engagements have so far been limited to online meetings and often held away from international spotlight.
NUG has consistently communicated and its readiness to meet ASEAN collectively and individually and through the ASEAN Chair and ASEAN Special Envoy. The main difficulty is not the lack of willingness from NUG. It is a political imbalance in how how engagement is like being structured. Because, for example, the recent meetings it's happened in Thailand. Of course, the ASEAN envoy and ASEAN chair engage with us separately, but not the host country. They didn't accept us to be in person. So it's not equally treated.
As both the Min Aung Hlaing administration and the NUG vie for diplomatic attention globally, ASEAN remains at the center of the crisis in this region. The bloc has maintained its post-2021 coup stance by barring Myanmar's military from high-level ASEAN meetings while keeping open channels with all stakeholders, stressing that engagement with the Myanmar military does not mean recognition. The question is, how much longer can this position persist? Leong Wai Kit, CNA.